Alright, so this morning I tore out my my big ducts that went all the way down this area. They were just horribly placed. They're right at eye level, right here. I banged my head on them multiple times. So I tore these things out, and I'm going to replace them with 8-inch flexible insulated ducts. And then these vents, I'm going to replace these. Yesterday I replaced the two that went back. Let me see if I can. The two that went all the way back into this crawl space, I replaced those. One of them was right there on the side there, and then one was way back at the end. So I replaced these two things yesterday. I just temporarily last night hooked them up to my plenum that went all along here. It went all along here and hooked up there. Today I just tore them out, both of them, the intake and the service. And I'm just going to take a piece of sheet metal and put in there, and then cut two 8-inch holes, and then use those adapters with flanges that they sell, and just make 8-inch receptacles, and put two 8-inch right off of that. I'm going to put, they sell these pieces that allow you to do a side, like a 6-inch side, so I'm going to do on this one. Or maybe I'll just, I got enough 6-inch duct, maybe I'll just take that all the way back to the plenum and hook it up there. Plus, I'm going to put two 8-inch intake flexible ducts off of that, and put it in two different spots upstairs. So the reason I'm doing all this is I'm trying to level my floor. This is the saga, the long process of trying to level my floor here, and all of that, the main part that was all messed up and bad was covered by these ducts, right? And that, you can see right there where that hole is, that's where the main load-bearing wall of the house is. And so last time I tried this, I extended this out to go underneath this. I put a 2x8 all the way along there to the edge, and then I put this 2x8 and this 2x8 in new all the way down to, there's something in the way, but right behind that thing there is some deck blocks that I supported right there, and that's my big goal, is to jack all this up, put a new sandwich 2x8 that's right there, two 2x8s, 12 foot long. I'm going to put them right along the main load-bearing wall, which is about 4 inches inside of this, right? So it's about 4 inches over. That's the main load-bearing wall for the upstairs, and it's where all the sagging is. See, back in the day, right there where those floor joists start going the other direction, so they built a brick wall up there, right above where those deck blocks are. And that's just a jig, that 2x8 right there with the 4x4s. It's just a jig I made to jack it up before, and I just threw it up there to get it out of the way when I was putting these in last night. But right behind it is two deck blocks, and they weren't. They sunk back into the dirt, and so I'm going to take those out, jack all this up, put a new joist all along that to right there, and I'm going to jack it all up and shore all this in and try to level this, because that's really where the sagging problem starts, right there. Well, right here in this rotted out, messed up floor joist here, it starts there and it sags down to over there. And so I'm going to reinforce it all, and that's the load-bearing wall right there. So I'm going to reinforce it all with 2x8s, and because that was my air intake, I'm going to have to relocate that. And the problem I had last time was I was jacking up, well, first of all, those those big ducts were here, so they were all in the way. And I was jacking up these side pieces, these new joists that I put in, and it was actually bending the flooring and everything around it. See, this was plywood that they had put in when they put in that heating or that air intake. And so I'm going to try to fix all this up so I can level the flooring and get the floor refinished and make it look all good. And so that's my big process. And you can see that there's nails, like almost as if, oh no, that's where they nailed down the 2x4 of the wall. So I'm going to put a floor joist under that and sew it all in and jack that up, and then take those deck blocks out and put a concrete pad and just do it fucking as permanent and as solid as I can, so that when I get these flooring guys to refinish my maple floor upstairs, it all looks good and level.